Hi guys! Thanks for tuning in to Zen Romance Tarot. We're going to take a look at Taurus and Libra, the relationship. I hope you guys are doing okay out there. I did meditate over these cards. We're going to take a look. We're going to see what's going on with this couple. These readings are for entertainment purposes only. Please take what resonates and leave the rest behind. Okay. Alright. I'm going to pull one main energy. I feel like this story is enough. I'm not sure what it is yet, but it's enough. All right, give me the energy, please. Okay, Taurus, let me say my little spiel first, and then you can get to talking. Taurus, give me your energy in this relationship with Libra. Give me your energy, your overall energy in this relationship with Libra. What's going on, please, Taurus? Okay. This one came out first. No, it did not. I thought it flipped. Let me see if there's any... Okay. Something back there flipped. Maybe it did not. Okay, apparently it did not. Apparently did not. Within 2 weeks. Taurus. So something within 2 weeks. Boundaries. If it's not an absolute yes, then it's an absolute no. Practice radical self-care. Something's going on within the next 2 weeks. There's going to be something with boundaries. You're being asked to keep boundaries. You're being asked to be practical. There's something with self-care. Clarity. You guys aren't clear on why something happens. You carry the very light that will dispel your confusion and show you the way home. There's something going on where you might be confused. You're going to get back to the roots of something or the core of something that you're not clear on. Within 2 weeks, there's going to be boundaries practiced by you. There's something that you're not clear about. I feel... okay. Libra, give me your energy in this relationship, please, with Taurus. What's going on? Okay. Within 3 months... I'm sorry. Within 3 months, Libra... Something about no answer, so answers reverse. The silence tells you all you need to know. Spirit always answers when you ask a question. The answer may be no, there's a better way. Maybe you guys have this realization that the answer is no. It may be no. You're going to get some better answer within 3 months. The silence tells you somebody's not answering you guys. You might be the one not answering because I see Taurus is looking for clarity. I don't have any clarity on something. Answers comes out reverse. If I interpret this, I'm going to say that Taurus is asking you some questions, Libra, and you're like, I'm not answering these questions. I'm silent. The answer may be no. The answer may be yes. You guys haven't made up your minds about something. You should know something within 3 months is, I guess, what I'm feeling. Within 3 months. Some of you may give something 3 months and you still don't have the answers, but some of you aren't even asking the questions, something like that. So somebody's not clear. I feel like Taurus is asking you stuff and you're not answering. You refuse to dive deep into something. You have only just started to learn your soul's depth. Some of you guys are not interested in learning your soul's depths. I feel like if I want to put it in like, I don't know, earthly terms, in 2 weeks you're going to notice Taurus start to act different because they're trying to gain clarity on something. They've been asking you a question, or maybe they asked you a question. I'll get back to it. I feel like you guys keep dismissing something, or, you know, maybe later type of thing, right? So I feel like you've been asked this question. I feel like Taurus backs up away from you. And it's going to start happening within 2 weeks. Some of you are not going to notice for another 3 months that their behavior changes. There's something where you refuse to deep dive. What truly matters will rise to the surface. You are suppressing something. There's something that Taurus needs to know and you're not being forthright. There's something that you could be hiding, Libra. Something that you refuse to have more of a discussion about. Like there's no availability for a discussion, and when there is one, very little substance is what I'm getting, because you don't know what you want. You don't know which way to go. There's something about a lack of direction. Common, what is it? Gentle. Somebody did something that wasn't gentle, or somebody needs to be kind to themselves and nurture their child inside. The little you somebody's not doing that. Your fears simply want to be held. Some of you guys are still running from something. That's the common energy between you. But I also see here where I could take a look at this dynamic too. Taurus might be like, listen, I want something to come to an end, because this is just not where you might have Libra saying, I want to do things moderately. I don't want to move as fast. I don't feel like I need to explain something to you, right? I don't feel like I owe you anything. Maybe you guys have been dating for 3 months, but I feel like somebody's going to notice that within 2 weeks that Taurus is acting different. For whatever reason, I don't know. But I do see the other energies here. Taurus is like, something's going to come to an end, or something has to end, or I need to put something to an end. And Libra is just like, okay. There's something going on with Libra here anyway. Libra is somehow connected to a Virgo or a Gemini. So this energy that comes up could be a barrier in your relationship. This energy here could be the barrier to why Taurus is not getting the answers that they want. Taurus, we have the Six of Wands that comes up reversed for you. It says here that you are losing to the other side. It indicates losing to the other side, parentheses, the competition or other parties. Now, I guess you're in competition with somebody. Feels like they're in competition with you. This could be a Leo that you guys might be having some issues with at work. I could look at this as a love relationship because it is wish fulfillment, or it could be somebody's dream partnership. Somebody here, Taurus, it says you, unable to achieve satisfaction. It says that others have not given you the recognition that you need. The Six of Wands typically denotes some sort of a promotion. It says that you were doing some work for a worthy cause. But it also says you lose into the competition. So I don't know how long this competition is for. Maybe this is telling you where you currently stand right now. Maybe it's time to boost something up. Only you know your story here. But this feels like this is some at work thing. There's some competition here, or there's some Leo in competition with you, Taurus. Now, with that, we have the Seven of Cups that comes up reversed. Now, Taurus, it does say that you guys had a plethora of options in terms of choices, in terms of what do I want to do next, how do I take my life, da-da-da, what do I want? So everything shows up in these cups with the Seven of Cups here. This is loss of opportunities, because for some of you, you were in some sort of a dangerous illusion. You were not sure what you were supposed to pick, so you became perplexed. So I don't know which one to pick. So maybe start picking a little bit of here, picking a little bit of there. It says that you were offered castles and jewels. What else is here? I don't know. Candy, rainbows, whatever. But it says a snake is here too. There's a snake here, and there's also some woman with curly hair. So that could be significant. There's a woman with curly hair. I feel like, I don't know. They could be the tight curls, you know, like not the loose ones. I feel like they could be a tighter curl. I don't know. Or like loops that actually stay, you know what I mean, right? So there's something here where your imagination may be too vivid for whatever this is. You have this thinking that is unrealistic. You need to be realistic about what your choices are. Some of you, Taurus, have chosen to go some strange route based off the Seven of Cups. Some of you feel like you made a wrong decision. Some of you were daydreaming, but you were under a dangerous illusion that somebody kept you on. Whatever that means to you. It could be Libra that did this to you. For some of you, it could be a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. It could be Scorpio, because I do see that energy showing up. This could have been a choice that you guys made, or something that you chose here. It could even be drugs, because the Seven of Cups is something that is a bad choice, bad decisions. I took the wrong path, and it could have led to somebody's death, or this decision made over here could have led to the end of this relationship with Libra. Now we see that you guys are doing too much daydreaming. There's so much, in fact, that there's something about clarity. You guys might actually be telling each other's story. Like Taurus could be telling me what Libra did, vice versa. But there's something that Taurus is not clear about. There's no clarity. For some of you, you're not clear on the death. How did something end? How did somebody die? How did this end? The Death card is an inevitable end in this relationship with you guys. An inevitable end. Death of the old ways. This is a final letting go. For some of you, this is a breakup. All right, because you couldn't take it anymore. For some of you, you ended something because you felt like you were dealing with somebody who was a dodo bird, like scatterbrained. But really, it was an ex doing some F stuff to them, right? They was yelling presto and all this other stuff. So something like that. Some of you didn't understand what was going on, Taurus. Maybe you were not very understanding, but I also see that Libra did not answer your questions directly. However, remember, Libra's brain was fried at the moment because this Virgo decided it was going to drug him up, or her, right? They was going to do dark magic. There's like pools of blood or whatever all else was going on. They were teaming up with people. You know, there was piglet blood or whatever else they got going on at them parties, right? And that's what happened. Somehow, there was a Virgo energy or Gemini that came up and did some dark magic on this Libra, or your Libra frequently practices dark magic along with this Virgo Gemini. Like, they do it all the time. Like, they buddies. Like that. Let's go back. So, Taurus, this says that you might have thought, let me end this relationship because this person is nuts. This person ain't all there. I get that. But this is an inevitable end. For some of you, you're going to change a home. For some of you, this is a final letting go. For some of you, this is a trigger. There could be an Aries that's out of here. Like, there's an Aries that might pass. It's in the text. Now, this can be a Scorpio, but it can also be an Aries. There's an Aries that looks like, I don't know who that is. Right? It could be anybody at any nursing home in the world. I don't know. But there's an Aries here. It says that this is something over. It says there's an Aries that will... It feels like it's a normal passing. Whatever happens here, it's a uniting of two rivals. There's a death of an old structure and the emergence of a totally new system. Behind this death, somehow there's a boat that is significant. Behind this death is a boat. So something could have happened on a boat where somebody passed away. I don't know. Is there anything else? Oh, yeah. There's also something else. There's something about a bank here. Maybe this bank is by a river, like a bank river. It's a bank, it's like a feed. There's something where it generates new life. There's a bank down by a river feed, and it generates new life. Somebody dies here and there's a bank that generates new life. Okay. I could look at that a couple of ways. There's a bank here. There's some bank doing illegal payouts. I don't know who the money is going to. But somebody dies here. It could be an Aries, and there's a bank by the river giving people new life, right? So they're doing their payoffs. If you guys keep giving us this money, you keep giving us this dead person's benefits, yeah, we're going to, in new life, we're going to emerge. So there's something with that going on. There's something with the bank here, and there's something with new life. Somebody's leaving their job behind, Taurus. It says that you could be leaving your job. I feel like somebody could also be on the run too. You might have a Taurus that's trying to run from something. I don't know what that's about. It says that you're leaving your job. It says that you're leaving your school. It also says that you're leaving to go to another country. So I don't know what that's about. I don't know which Taurus you are. It doesn't necessarily sound like deportation to me. It just sounds like you leaving. You made a choice. Whatever happened here, your dynamic changes in this relationship. This could simply be a breakup. Now, let's take a look. Libra, in this relationship with Taurus. That's why I didn't want to pull too many of those. I was like, this is messy enough. Magician comes out reversed here. So like I referenced earlier, for some of you, there's something about confusion that plays out. Confusion. You guys feel like you lost something. Maybe Taurus walked away. Taurus did not get the appreciation that they wanted from you. So they said, you know what? Whatever it is. There's something where Taurus was going for a promotion anyway. But Taurus was currently fighting with a Leo over some job. There's some friction going on in the office. They're all flipping out. I don't know if they're saying this out loud. I think these people are supposed to be professionals. But there's somebody at the job who's a Leo who's not very nice. But I don't know that Taurus is really competing the way they need to, whatever this is, okay? So that's separate. The Magician reversed. Something with confusion. There's something with failure to carry out ideas. So Libra, I feel like you may have come up with some grand plan to do something, to do dark magic on somebody, obviously to manipulate a situation, get to know people, right? Because this is also about you reaching out to other people, contacts, and in this case you did it in a sneaky way. So organization members, contacts from, I don't know, Taurus's past, all types of, you reached out to these people, you did something, but it looks like whatever idea you had failed. It says here that somebody, and I don't know who this could be Virgo who misunderstood, or it could be you, Libra. It says there were some learning difficulties. Maybe you ain't get something, or maybe whoever you were teaching is Virgo didn't quite get it. They had a learning disability. Did you know that? I don't think you did. It says something here where you guys have abandoned some sort of a plan. So this is referring to a plan. It's not necessarily referring to a relationship. It does say whoever this Libra is, you could be a novelist, you could be an architect, or you could be an engineer. It says here that you are running out of ideas and you resorted to black magic in order to get some ideas going. It doesn't look like it worked for you with the Seven of Pentacles coming out reversed. So you guys could be work competitors. So with this, we have unreasonable demands that are made on people. That's what it says about you, Libra. Your demands that you're making to people are unreasonable. So I don't know if you're the one who grants justice, right? But it says here with the Seven of Pentacles, I don't know you were waiting for. You were waiting for some sort of a return on something, but you had unreasonable demands. What you were expecting back from this dark magic, I believe, it was unrealistic. It was about out there is this one over with the vivid dreams, right? They thought some floozy with curly hair was going to take them to the promised land. Well, they got fooled. Just like you did right there. I think both of y'all's on the same wave. Maybe that's why y'all's vibing. I don't know. But unreasonable demands. It says here, Libra, that you got less than you hoped for. You were hoping for big money. I don't know. It says you was hoping for big money with the Seven of Pentacles, waiting for a return on my investment. You could be an investor. You utilize all avenues and elements available to you to get something done, and you didn't get exactly what you expected. You also made the wrong choice, it sounds like, or Taurus chose you and you were the wrong choice because you were in this hoping to get more, right? So you was about bread, you was about money, unreasonable demands. It says here that you're having some legal issues right now. There's something here where you granted somebody some sort of an injustice. It says that you're imbalanced here with the Seven of Pentacles. It speaks to being imbalanced. It also says here that there's a need for major adjustments to be made. There's something with a divorce that could happen, a separation, or dissolution of a partnership. So whatever partnership this is going to fall apart. I feel like both you guys here were manipulative to each other. I'm starting to feel like these are business partners or something like that. You guys were manipulative to each other, all right? What I'm seeing is this one, Taurus, you made the wrong choice, obviously. You chose something that was going to ultimately end you, and it did. Or you were supposed to end somebody. That's what you wanted this recognition for, if we had wanted to keep it like that. Some of you made the wrong choice. It's the death of you. It's the end of this relationship. But for some of you, it is your fault. So about understanding what role you played in this, because if you'd had spoken to this Libra, you know, and let them talk a little while, you would have heard them mention this Virgo or this Gemini energy, whoever that is. Okay? You would have heard them talk about this person several times, over and over, if you would have listened to them, but you didn't. Then you would have figured out that there was this ex here who's all up in the mix and causing trouble. Doing dark magic, I guess he was doing spells. And then if this person, Libra, would have actually said, yeah, they're doing spells, you would have ran anyway with this death card, but you didn't give this person a minute. Then you would have known, right? Because you're left with unknown. You're like, I don't know, there's something about this person, I need to leave, da-da-da. But your confirmation was actually listening to this person. You would have heard that the ex ain't got it all with this magician. You would have heard that the ex could be a Gemini, the ex could be a Virgo, this ex could be bisexual, all types of stuff going on here. But all you had to do was listen. You did not. And so because you didn't listen, you're stuck with no clarity. You're stuck with a feeling that's not confirmed. But it could have been if you would have just listened. I mean, you're the one who swapped phone numbers or whatever, right? Swapping fluids. There was some text here that mentioned swapping of fluids. I almost threw up and I was like, whatever. So the Seven of Pentacles coming up reversed here. Whatever this is, it's a dissolution. Dissolution means it's over, right? I mean, there's nothing else to be saved here. Nothing. Like, it's all rock bottom over. There's no hope in rebuilding. Let's sever this business relationship. Let's sever this love relationship. Whatever this is, all right? This contract, because it does speak of a contract. As a matter of fact, Temperance takes us to contracts. For some of you, just to go back to Seven of Pentacles, there's something about a civil marriage that comes up here too. So if somebody could be married, so that could be one of the adjustments, because I see where somebody's moving up out the house. Probably because of this. There was a contract. It says currently that Libra is in negotiations and agreements, something where they're looking for peace and harmony during this conflict. They want to transfer the liquid emotions. There's some liquid emotions that were transferred. I don't want to know what that is. It's just, and I'll go back to, okay. So there's something with the transferring of liquid emotions. This could be about a mediator. This could be a mediator, this Temperance card. It could represent a Sagittarius mediator. Okay? It could be somebody who's a train conductor. It could be a symphony conductor. Those are significant. There's also something about somebody being promoted to counsel. So, let me be clear. These two people could have been competition for a job. It tells me that Taurus was not keeping up with the competition. They made the wrong choice and then they had to put an end to something. I don't know if this end propels them to something great, but it says dead and it says they didn't get the job. This other one over here does black magic. They get with a group of people, whatever they do. They said they didn't get as much back as they wanted, but Temperance, there's something with contracts. They're currently negotiating contracts. There's something where there's a mediator involved. Somebody's a train. Somebody could be suing the railroad. Somebody could be suing a symphony person, maybe a conductor. I don't know if you know what I mean. Y'all know, you know the guy that did that. Oh yeah, but it also goes on to say that Libra is promoted with this Temperance card. So here it says that you lost, Taurus, and it says that this one got promoted. Please keep in mind that these cards, these stories could be reversed. Taurus could be telling me, yeah, you know what, It says you got the job. This could mean that Taurus actually gets the job. So you see how it plays out. It's always, for some reason, a lot of it comes out reversed. It's weird. It's weird. Whatever. Anyway, yeah. So the common energy between both you guys, right? We could look at it this way. I could say for some of you guys that this is a Pisces, which is a common energy. This is your desire, this Pisces. You might Nine of Cups if we were to look at this as a person. Or I could say both these people are very ambitious, right? One is a little irresponsible. This one is unrealistic. I don't know. Both of these people is in La La Land, but this one's a lazy dreamer, right? They're going to take the lady in a bikini. They ain't giving no what's about the skeletons and all, so they don't care, right? They're dumb. They do stuff. They put things on the line that are ignorant. Who is that one? Scorpio energy. This big Scorpio here. Taurus, there's some Scorpio energy showing up here. Some of you guys, maybe you chose there's a possibility that you chose a Scorpio and maybe you should have chosen a Sagittarius or something. Sagittarius is upright if we had to look at it from that perspective. Or this could simply be you chose a Scorpio when you should have chose Libra. I don't know how that goes. I have no idea. Not my story. I'm just here to deliver whatever. Nine of Cups comes up as a common energy between you guys. Beneficial wishes. Beneficial. Wish fulfillment. If we look at this upright, wishes come true. Material abundance and good health. Wishes coming true. Material wealth and good health. I don't see anything about love there. Your wishes are coming true. We got that. Material got that. Good health got that. I don't see anything with love here. What I do see is beneficial wishes coming true. It also says fulfillment of a major desire. So we're talking about beneficial wishes and desires. It also goes on to say somebody who's well-dressed. This could be a man. Well-dressed, arms crossed, happy, folding his arms, emotionally stable, Physical and material happiness. Physical and material happiness. Again, it doesn't say anything about love. So, whatever this is, it looks selfish. Glass half full. If we look at what it truly means, it's some element of selfishness. Maybe it needs to be that way. Maybe some of you guys need to be selfish right now. But you also need to be balanced. Which I think this Libra is. This other one over here, this person, this Taurus in this read is getting some victory that they don't want. Something's going to come out. I don't know what this is. There's something that they don't want us to pay attention to. This could happen within 2 weeks. This person's not going to be clear on. They're going to get hit with the hand of God. That's all I can tell you. 6 of the 7 of Cups. They made the wrong choice. You know, the moon is back there. There's a skeleton mask back there. Maybe somebody had a mask on. I don't know, right? Something like that. Somebody got a crown on. The crown is 10. It's a whole bunch of choices back there. But ultimately, they choose the one that just destroys them. So, or they could have done this to propel. This is, well, let me see something. So that's the common energy. We see one puts an end to something. We see one keeps going with Temperance. What is it? The Temperance card tells me that Libra kept going. They kept working towards something where Taurus could have put an end to it and said, yeah, I'm all set, right? Somebody did something harshly to Hermit. Somebody may have gone within for clarity. Disconnection. Somebody went within for clarity. Maybe they wanted to gain a different perspective on a situation, right? Somebody did some soul searching. Somebody wanted to expand their spiritual quest. Something was done harshly to somebody. Both you guys may have been like mean to each other. Something was done harshly that made people retreat. Like, I'm going with it. Like, after this, whatever comes out of this situation, because it also feels like there's an investigation here that comes out of this situation. Ooh, there's an investigation. This investigation is of some Virgo energy that comes up. There's some Pisces energy, which is a common energy between you guys. But we have death. We have Scorpio, Sagittarius, and Virgo connected to some dark magic that was done. Give me more. What else do I need to know? Because these people are obviously connected. I don't know. But somebody made the wrong choice. Somebody's going to court over this. There's an investigation about a court. This could also be about a church. It could be, because this is a high Pharon. So a pope. It could be a priest, a pope, a preacher. And usually it's the pope. Right? So there's something with the Hermit. There's some sort of investigation done. I don't know if somebody's investigating a pope or a preacher. Somebody might be invested. Death, Hermit, High Pharon. High Pharon, Hermit, Death. There's a preacher or a pope that could pass. The Pope could be a Taurus. I don't know if this is our past Pope who... I don't know. The Taurus is Pope. I don't know. High Pharon, right? So there's some Pope here. Maybe they went within for clarity before a death. I mean, or there's something with a death and somebody's investigating... there's a death and somebody's investigating the death of a preacher or something like that. That's what it looks like. A Pope or a preacher, they're doing an investigation about a death. So you guys can see that. Okay. Yeah, so there's something, I don't know what this is. Or we could look at this as there's somebody came up dead. There's an investigation into some sort of a cult, coven, society, church, whatever. There's an investigation going on over a death that was delivered harshly. It was a hard death. So this was violent, I'm thinking. There's something about a key. Somebody didn't want to give up the key to something. It's holding something. Or maybe some of you guys need to go seek the High Pharon. They hold the key to something that you need to know. A Capricorn energy shows up. High Pharon. Oh, child. There's an investigation being done on a pope or a preacher. They want to see if they have any ties to trafficking. They don't know if they pull strings behind the scenes or if you have anything to do with it. This High Hierophant is coming out upright. There could have been a Capricorn who seeks some sort of advice from a High Hierophant, a pope or a preacher. Maybe somebody might have turned their back. I don't know. Somebody went to the preacher though. Give me more. The Libra, I don't know who, both of y'all may have went to the preacher because you granted somebody some sort of an injustice. This was a Libra. Or it's Libra energy. All major arcana is coming out. So about some injustice granted. Somebody went to see the preacher about trafficking. They went to see about doing something in bias towards somebody, prejudice. So this is trafficking and prejudice, bigotry, right? It also talks about some sort of brutality. It could be police brutality. Yeah, that's before a judge. I don't know. So I think both you guys are in for this beneficial wishes. Wishes that somebody's coming out of some sort of a break, out of a rest, out of retreat. This is common energy. This is something that you guys have to speak to. Somebody's not clear on something, the other one is. This is, no, I don't know what this is. Well, let's bring it back to love because I feel like it's it went in another direction. So give me a conversation with these folks. Hold on, y'all. You got to be kidding me. Don't tell me I put them in the other drawer. Got to be kidding me. You sure do got to be kidding me because they're not here. What you mean you were, I really don't, oh man, I don't want to use those. Hold on, y'all. You know, that's so annoying. Oh my goodness. That's like so annoying. Maybe I was thinking I wasn't going to do that. I don't know. I don't know. Here, let me see. I really don't want to pull one of these because I feel like that's so shady. Like, they're not giving me what I want. That's so annoying. Any of... Alright. Let me not say that. Alright. Alright. Pick a deck. Oops. Don't be picky. Just pick a deck. Alright. Alright. Well, if I could find a deck that got some... Okay. This one got some words to it. Words! Alright. What is this? Lover's Messages Oracle. So, yeah. Alright. Give me a message. What does Taurus have to say to Libra? There's something with boundaries. Give me, what do you have to say, Taurus? What do you have to say to Libra? This relationship story has a ton of stories. It's got a lot of people in it too. A lot of characters, groups, the courthouse, secret investigations, why somebody ain't get their money. Let's see. Taurus, you say, I would... wait. I would like to give this another chance. It is clearly reversed. You say, I do not want to give this another chance. This is dead, over, it's a wrap. Libra, what do you have to say to Taurus? Wait, it didn't flip. What do you have to say to Taurus? Libra, what do you have to say to Taurus? Which way? It came out like that and then okay, it was... I struggle to show how much I truly care. That's also because your brain was scattered because of this person right there doing some sort of dark magic on you.